Hey guys, how we doing? And welcome back to another episode of World's Pink Ward, where we are gearing up and getting ready for the knockout stages. My name's Trevor McNeil, hosting today's show, and here is what we're going to get into today. First and foremost, let's take a look at my pick'ems after the dust has settled of the Swiss stage. I will go ahead and brush my shoulders off a little bit. The one's most surprising to me out of this one, and probably many others, was that Gen.G didn't go 3-0 in their stages. FlyQuest did have every opportunity during their series with CFO to actually qualify out of that one, would have given me those points, but for whatever reason, they just kind of fell apart in that series. And honestly looked like what we expected 100 Thieves to look like at an international stage, and on the other side of that script, 100 Thieves looked like what we probably would have expected to see out of FlyQuest. But 100 Thieves was playing T1, so a little bit different of an opponent level that they would have had there. I also got caught between a rock and a hard place with BLG and Top Esports playing each other, so I'm going to lose out on those points no matter what because of the fact that only one can go on. Going on is where we're going to be now in the quarterfinal brackets, so let's go ahead and dip in with some predictions. I'm going to go in order of what the draw show posted, so we'll start at the top of the bracket where we have the Chinese 2 seed, Anyone's Legend, playing against the fourth and final team from Korea, the defending back-to-back champions, T1. This is a rematch from MSI earlier this year where Anyone's Legend did take the first game in a close back-and-forth battle. T1 won Game 2 in a scaling steamroll, answered then by the one-sided affair from AL in Game 3. T1's incredible teamfight comp they had in Game number 4 led them to an electric victory in that, and Silver Scrapes was the setup for Gumayusi to absolutely take over on his Jinx, snowballing out of control with a 15-0-12 KDA at the end of the game when they claimed the Nexus to push them on to that series win, ending up obviously getting second place at MSI. A long time has passed since that matchup, relatively speaking, but the rosters stay the same as the teams have navigated through their regional play, ending up here on the international stage once more. Anything less than another 5-game series in this one, honestly, I'm going to be disappointed, and I'm going to go against the grain here, saying that Anyone's Legend will get their revenge and move on to semifinals. Weird to say against the grain, looking at a top seed who went 3-0 in the Swiss stages and not picking T1. The T1, the Faker Worlds buff is prevalent, I guess you could say that, but this is just a finals caliber matchup that honestly, a little disappointed we get it in the first round, but man, what a hell of a way to start out Worlds. Our second grouping paired EU's top seed G2 against the Chinese 3 seed in Top Esports. At MSI, G2 did have a bout with another Chinese team in BLG that they got swept, and BLG had beaten Top in both of their previous playoff series at the LPL level before getting knocked off by Top here in Worlds. Needless to say, things are pretty close there between BLG and Top Esports, but things don't look good for G2. Even as good as the showing as they've had all season long, maintaining a top 3, top 4 spot in the LEC, for whatever that's worth, ending up winning the LEC in split number 3, sure, that's fine, but it's probably just no match for China, all things considered, even with the reputation that Top has on the international stage. I'm still probably going to take Top 3-1, again, putting the asterisk on that one because of potential choke hazards. Our third series highlighting is what I think should be another finals caliber matchup, and if it isn't the winner of T1 and Anyone's Legend, it's going to be the winner of this series that probably ends up winning Worlds. I hate that we're getting these two matchups in the beginning. I wish I couldn't have an LCK versus LCK matchup. I wish that LCK just took one of the 4 slots in every single bracket, so that way they had a fair shake across the board to put the best teams in the finals. Last year we are with the 2 top seeds here playing Gen.G and Hanwha Life Esports, both going 3-1 in Swiss, both losing to Anyone's Legend. The unfortunate part about that is that these teams have played so many times over the course of the year, and of course, obviously being in the LCK both, they know everything about each other. We probably already know how this one's going to end, given history and trends. In Split 3, Gen.G went 29-1 and won the playoffs. Sure, they did lose. They ended up coming down from the loser's bracket, and they would end up beating HLE 3-1 in the finals. I think it's probably going to be the same, but skipping the step of the loser's bracket because we don't have that option at Worlds, regrettably so. So I'm going to take the Church of Chovy and Gen G on to the second round, mirroring that scoreline 3-1. I'll give HLE one game, but I think Gen G's time to shine. They're too strong here. And last but not least, our other 3-0 team out of the Swiss stages, KT Rolster, the third seed out of Korea, takes on the top seed and only representative out of the LCP in the Flying Oysters. Now, CFO is a scrappy team that I can see posing a problem for KT, but I don't think it's actually going to be enough of a problem to beat them in a best-of-5 series. They've had some impressive showings against really good international teams. T1, for instance, they took them to a full 5 games earlier on this year. And I appreciate what CFO has done for the LCP, the coverage that they've gotten, kind of being a fan favorite and garnishing that support. But it's just hard to compete against China and Korea in general. I mean, it's always, when it comes to Worlds, China, Korea, those are the regions to beat. Nobody can. That's why they've won so many World Championships over and over and over and over and over and over again. I don't think the LCP is going to do it. I don't think that CFO is going to be able to take KT. I do think they'll probably get a game off of them. Optimistically, I'd like to see it go to Silver Scrapes. If we do end up in a Game 5, I genuinely think that that could go either way, especially with the new format here, based off of the new draft series. But I don't think CFO is going to be able to take that one, so I'll take it 3-1 for KT. So just for the quick hits, Anyone's Legend playing Top Esports Round 2. Gen G takes on KT Rolster on the bottom side. At this juncture, I'm going to give in to Top Esports' International Curse. Choking Hazard is here, so I'm going to take Anyone's Legend on to the finals to play against Gen G. I said it's going to be one of those two teams that, out of those two matchups, that's going to end up winning the championship, and that winner will be in the next episode. That's all I got here for this one. Let me know down below what your predictions are going to be, because by the time that you're seeing this, we're already well underway into the knockout stages because the game is in a couple of hours. Looking at my other screen here, we're in the top of the 15th inning between Toronto and the Dodgers. So if I'm going to put a timestamp on this one, that's where we're at. Worlds is about to start. This game needs to end any time now. But I want to know what your predictions are down below. Who's going to win the World Series? Who's going to win the World Championships of LOL Esports? Thank you for watching. Don't forget, right now, we're just going to reset, recall, and go refill our awards. I'll see you next time.